You are tired of asking how and still feeling stuck. You map strategies, steps, and timelines, yet something feels blocked. Your mind races, your chest tightens, and your energy scatters. It is like running on a treadmill that never actually moves forward. Deep down you sense that the life meant for you is bigger. You can almost taste it, yet it keeps slipping out of reach. As you listen now, allow yourself to pause inside this moment. And if these words touch a nerve, stay close and follow this channel, because your next leap begins here. You have been told that success is a straight line of effort. You were taught to figure everything out before you move. So you sit with your notebook, searching obsessively for the perfect plan. You tell yourself that one more course or method will unlock everything. Yet the more you chase how, the smaller you start to feel. Your dreams become projects, and your soul becomes a checklist. The frequency of your life sinks into worry and overthinking. You begin to confuse mental movement with real movement of destiny. You notice how asking how makes your body contract. Your shoulders curl slightly, your breath becomes shallow, and doubt creeps in. You replay old failures as proof that you must control everything. You fear that if you do not hold the steering wheel tightly, you will crash. This fear does not come from your future self. It comes from survival. It is the echo of a version of you who did not yet trust. When you ask how from that place, the universe hears only fear. And fear can only recreate more versions of what you already know. There is a different way reality can move around you. There is a way where time bends and probabilities rearrange. You might call it a quantum leap, but it feels like grace. It is the moment something impossible becomes obvious in a heartbeat. You describe it later as sudden luck, coincidence, or miracle. But underneath, it was a shift in identity, not in strategy. Life does not change because you forced every step. Life changes because you became someone for whom the leap was natural. Every time you ask how, you anchor yourself in who you are now. You reinforce the version of you that does not yet have it. You stare at the gap and magnify it with your attention. You ask questions from the perspective of lack and limitation. So reality mirrors that back, faithfully and without judgment. The universe is not blocking you. It is simply responding. It responds to the frequency of the one who is asking. And the one who is asking how is not yet your quantum self. Your future self is not obsessed with how. Your future self does not sit there spiraling in doubt and confusion. Your future self already lives inside the reality you are craving now. From that vantage point, how is obvious, natural, and nearly invisible. So your future self asks a different question, a higher question. Instead of asking how, your future self asks who. Who do I need to be and who needs to walk with me? Who already lives where I am going and can reflect that back. This is the doorway you are standing before in this exact moment. You are not being punished for not knowing the steps yet. You are being invited to shift the level from which you are asking. From the mind of control to the soul of alignment. From the exhaustion of how to the liberation of who. In the next parts of this journey, you will feel that shift. You will begin to remember the version of you who already knows. And as you do, your only job is to keep listening and stay connected here. Right now you live inside an energetic pattern called identity. Identity is not just your story. It is your frequency. It is the sum of your beliefs, emotions, and unconscious agreements. Every morning you wake up and unconsciously log back into this pattern. You remember who you think you are, and reality rearranges accordingly. Then you call it another normal day, even if it hurts. This is how the old version of you keeps quietly renewing itself. This is how quantum leaps are delayed by ordinary repetition. When you ask how from your current identity, you ask as the old self. You are like a caterpillar asking how to fly while clinging to the branch. Your nervous system searches for safety, not expansion, in every answer. You reject paths that feel unfamiliar, even when they are aligned. You choose what feels predictable over what feels truthful to your soul. So the universe respects your free will and keeps sending more of the same. It is not ignoring your prayers. It is honoring your vibration. It is honoring the version of you that you keep insisting you are. Energetically, how questions are heavy and dense. They drag your awareness down into details you cannot yet see clearly. They focus you on obstacles, resources, and limitations of the present self. Your mind begins to swirl with all the things you lack. You feel smaller than your dream instead of expanded by it. Your inner vision becomes clouded, and opportunities look unreachable. You start to conclude that your dream is unrealistic or too late. And with that conclusion, the field of possibilities contracts around you. But the quantum field does not speak human language. It speaks identity. It responds less to your words and more to your inner posture. When you stand as someone who already belongs in a new reality, doors move. Synchronicities gather around you like metal to a strong magnet. You notice aligned people appear at perfect times with perfect insight. You feel nudged to take brave yet strangely natural actions. You sense that something larger is co-creating with you behind the scenes. This is your future self broadcasting through you, adjusting your frequency. Your future self lives on a different energetic timeline. From that vantage point, the way is already walked and integrated. The lessons are learned, the fears are softened, the patterns are upgraded. That version of you is not guessing. That version is remembering. So when you connect with this future self, you borrow its knowing. You temporarily step into its posture, its nervous system, its clarity. You let its confidence drip into the present moment like warm light. And slowly, your current reality starts to reorganize around that new center. This is why how is the wrong starting point for quantum leaps. How tries to drag the future into the limitations of the present. How assumes that your current identity must solve everything alone. But quantum shifts are not solved. They are received and embodied. They arrive when you become a match for them in consciousness. They unfold when you release who you were and remember who you are. The question who pulls you straight into that remembrance. Who is the key that unlocks the door your mind has been pushing against? As you let this sink in, notice how your body reacts. Maybe something inside you relaxes, like a truth finally named. Maybe another part resists, afraid of releasing the familiar struggle. Both reactions are sacred signals, not problems to fix. They show you where your identity is holding on for safety. They show you where a gentler, wiser version of you wants to emerge. Stay with this inner movement as we continue together, because you are already beginning to feel the presence of the one who knows. Now imagine your future self standing a few steps ahead of you. This is the you who has already experienced the quantum leap. The money is there, the relationship is there, the purpose is lived. But more important than the external changes is their internal state. Notice how this future you stands, breathes, and looks at life. There is a quiet steadiness in their eyes that you recognize. You feel both strangely at home and powerfully expanded in their presence. This is the frequency of who that you have been calling without words. Your future self is not asking how to get here. That question has dissolved into lived experience and embodied wisdom. Instead, this self asks different questions in a different tone. Who am I when I am no longer defined by my past? Who am I when I trust that life is conspiring for me? Who do I allow into my field to support this reality? Who do I become in the small moments nobody is watching? Who do I choose to be every time fear knocks on my door? When you start asking who instead of how, your energy rises. You shift from problem solver to conscious creator in one breath. You are no longer trying to push reality externally with force. You are sculpting reality internally through identity, alignment, and presence. You begin to choose thoughts that match your future, not your history. You respond to challenges as someone already anchored in their vision. You feel less like you are chasing something and more like you are remembering. This is the subtle yet radical turning point of your entire life. Who also reveals the people and energies that belong in your leap. Ask yourself who already carries the frequency of where you are going. These might be mentors, communities, teachers, or unseen allies. When you align with them, your field starts resonating with new possibilities. You feel your standards rise as you stop entertaining old patterns. You become unwilling to surround yourself with constant doubt and scarcity, not from judgment, but from deep spiritual self-respect. You realize that your environment is not neutral. It is a mirror. As you ask who, you also uncover who you are ready to stop being. You notice the identities that have kept you small and safe. The people pleaser who says yes when your soul screams no. The doubter who rehearses worst-case scenarios before anything begins. The martyr who believes suffering is required to deserve abundance. You see these selves with compassion, not shame or harshness. They existed to keep you alive, not to keep you fulfilled. You thank them, bless them, and begin gently releasing their grip. This reinterpretation is not positive thinking. It is energetic alchemy. You are not pretending your struggles do not exist. You are seeing them as invitations to remember your deeper nature. Every fear becomes a doorway into a more courageous self. Every delay becomes a training ground for patience and trust. Every closed door becomes protection, redirecting you toward alignment. You stop asking why this is happening to you in desperation. You start asking who you become through this in devotion. Feel how empowering that shift is in your chest right now. Your breath might naturally deepen as you hear these words. Your spine may straighten, as if your soul wants more space. Your mind may quiet for a moment, sensing something true. You are not broken for not knowing how, you are just early. You are standing at the edge of a new way of being. You are beginning to live from the perspective of your future self. And from there, the path ahead starts to glow with unfamiliar yet loving clarity. Now invite your future self even closer, like a trusted guide. See them sit across from you or stand right behind you. Feel the way their presence shifts the atmosphere around your body. Their energy is calm, expanded, and deeply grounded in knowing. This is not a fantasy. It is a spiritual technology of alignment. You are tuning your awareness to a version of you that already exists. You are bridging timelines with attention, imagination, and willingness. You are letting who become more real than how in this moment. Ask this future self a simple question in your heart. Ask, who did you choose to be when everything changed? Listen beyond words for the feeling that rises in response. Maybe it feels like courage, like finally backing yourself completely. Maybe it feels like surrender, like releasing timelines you cannot control. Maybe it feels like devotion, like showing up daily for your soul. Whatever you feel, this is the quality your leap is asking for. This is the identity upgrade that your present self is learning to embody. Your future self is not perfect, but they are integrated. They have learned to meet fear without collapsing into it. They have practiced moving even when clarity was only partial. They have learned to trust the subtle nudges of intuition. They have allowed themselves to receive help without guilt or shame. They have forgiven themselves for old choices and released old timelines. They stand in a loving relationship with their own humanity. This is who you are becoming each time you choose alignment over habit. When you merge with this future self, your nervous system feels it. Your body starts to encode a new normal into its cells. You begin to expect support instead of anticipating disappointment. You prepare for breakthroughs instead of rehearsing disappointments. You speak about your life as something sacred unfolding, not a problem. You walk into rooms with the energy of someone who belongs. You treat your dreams as assignments, not as random fantasies. Little by little, your reality bends to match this interior posture. This integration is not a one-time visualization. It is a relationship. Your future self becomes a presence you return to daily. You ask, who would you like me to be today? You listen for small adjustments in attitude, tone, and choices. Perhaps you are guided to rest instead of force action. Perhaps you are guided to send one bold message or email. Perhaps you are guided to release something you were clinging to. Each instruction feels simple, but it carries the weight of destiny. As you keep honoring these inner whispers, you build spiritual trust. You prove to yourself that you can follow through on your own guidance. You stop outsourcing your authority to every new strategy outside you. You become the stable center of your journey, not the frantic seeker. From this place, asking how becomes less urgent and less loud. You still take steps, but they arise from who you are being. Action becomes an expression of identity, not compensation for doubt. And that is exactly how quantum leaps become natural side effects. Notice how, even now, you are being rewired as you listen. Something in you is recognizing a home it has never fully entered. You are warming up to the idea that your future self is real. You are remembering that this presence is not separate from you. It is a higher octave of the same soul calling you upward. It speaks not in pressure, but in invitation and possibility. When you say yes to that voice, timelines shift quietly beneath your feet. And suddenly, what once felt impossible begins to feel inevitable. Now let us make this deeply practical for your next days. Your quantum leap is not hiding in some distant mystical event. It is woven into small, repeated choices that align you with who. So tomorrow when you wake up, ask one question before anything else. Who am I choosing to be as I live this day? Not what do I have to do, but who is doing it? Feel the difference in your body when you ask this way. You begin to anchor identity before action, frequency before strategy. As you move through your day, notice the familiar triggers. The email that sparks anxiety, the message that awakens insecurity, the bill that reminds you of an old scarcity story, the silence that activates fear of being ignored or abandoned. In those exact micro moments, pause long enough to breathe. Ask who is about to respond right now, old me or future me. Feel the version of you that your future self would embody here. Then choose one tiny action that matches that upgraded identity. Your leap also involves who you allow around your energy. Begin to gently audit the spaces and voices you consume daily. Notice who drains your frequency and who expands your horizon. Notice which conversations keep you small and complaining. Notice which ones call you into responsibility and possibility. You do not need to judge or cut everyone off harshly. You simply choose more intentionally where your soul is watered. Because your future self only sits at tables that feed their purpose. At the same time, ask who you are ready to invest in. This may be mentors who already embody the life you desire. It may be communities that normalize the reality you are calling in. It may be teachers, healers, or guides aligned with your soul. When you invest energy, time, or resources here, you send a signal. You tell the universe that you are serious about this identity. You are no longer flirting with your future. You are marrying it. You are actively stepping into the world where your leap is ordinary. Create a simple daily ritual to commune with your future self. Maybe you sit in silence for a few minutes each morning. Maybe you journal as if you are already living that life. Maybe you speak aloud as that version of you, feeling their certainty. You might ask, who did I become today that I was not yesterday? You might ask, who am I still pretending to be that no longer fits? You let the answers rise gently instead of forcing them. These rituals transform your future self from concept into companionship. Understand that resistance will appear as you embody this new who. Old patterns will tug at your sleeve, asking you to come back. You might doubt your vision when results do not show up instantly. In those moments, remember that this is not punishment. It is the nervous system recalibrating to a new level of safety. Return again to the question who, not how did I mess this up. Ask, who stays present and anchored even when nothing has changed yet. And then breathe as that person, even for a few seconds at a time. With repetition, this becomes the new autopilot of your life. You do not have to constantly force yourself into alignment. You simply wake up more and more as the future self you once imagined. People around you begin to feel the difference before you announce it. Opportunities start to appear that look strangely tailored to your soul. You notice you are attracting collaborations and connections that fit. You realize that the quantum leap was never a miracle outside you. It was the natural outcome of becoming the who that your destiny required. So here you are, standing at the threshold of your next reality. You understand now why asking how has kept you looping. You see how it tethers you to the identity of the struggler. You feel how your body contracts every time you overanalyze the path. You are ready to release the obsession with needing every step explained. Because the version of you who lives your dream does not live that way. They walk with a different posture, a different trust, a different question. They walk with who in their chest instead of how in their mind. Your future self is not a distant fantasy anymore. You have met them in feeling, in imagery, in subtle knowing. You have felt their calm in your own heartbeat today. You have tasted their clarity in the way your thoughts shifted. You know now that they are not separate from you. They are the you that emerges when you stop negotiating with fear. They are the you that surfaces when you choose alignment over approval. They are the you that appears each time you honor the whisper instead of the noise. From this day forward, let your primary question be who. Who am I becoming through every conversation, choice, and thought? Who am I allowing to shape my vision and my standards? Who do I choose to be when life does not go as planned? Who do I walk with, learn from, and receive from in this season? Who do I stop pretending to be in order to feel safe? Each honest answer becomes a stepping stone in your quantum path. Each decision anchored in who accelerates the timeline of your becoming. Remember that the universe loves clarity of identity. It responds rapidly when you stop sending mixed energetic signals. When you claim who you are, life rearranges to meet you there. Rooms open, doors appear, and conversations line up effortlessly. Not because you manipulated every detail, but because you matched the frequency. Your leap becomes less of a surprise and more of a recognition. You look around one day and realize you are living what you once scripted. And it feels strangely natural, like you finally caught up with yourself. As you leave this message, do not rush back into old momentum. Let a few of these sentences echo in the background of your day. Let them challenge the places where you still cling to how. Let them soften the places where you still shame your own pace. Your journey is not late. It is precisely timed to your awakening. Your next chapter is not waiting for a perfect plan. It is waiting for the moment you fully choose who you are. And every time you choose that, the future you desire steps closer. If you feel your soul stirring right now, honor that feeling. It is your future self knocking gently on the door of your present. It is the field of infinite possibility recognizing itself in you. Do not let this just be another inspiring idea you forget. Let it become a new agreement with your own spirit, an agreement to live as the who that your destiny requires, an agreement to walk more consciously, more courageously, more intentionally, an agreement to keep returning to this frequency whenever you forget. And if you want to deepen this journey with guidance and reminders, stay connected here and follow this channel with intention, not just habit. Let these messages be part of the who you surround yourself with. Let this space remind you of the future self you are becoming. Share this with someone whose soul you know is ready for a leap. Because when you help another remember who they are, you strengthen your own remembering. You are not just chasing quantum leaps, you are embodying them. And from now on, your true self will never again settle for asking only how.